Welcome back to another video, guys. There's been a major update in Bullet Force. Two new guns were added, an LMG called the MG4 and also a pistol called the Compact. Let's get into this MG4. The MG4 is basically a really cool LMG. It looks kind of like the T1 SMG in MC5, and it's definitely very cool. It has a really cool model, as you can see. But now let's look at the stats. The stats are pretty bad. It's definitely the worst gun in the game, especially for costing $60,000, which took me about 4 hours to grind for it. Not really worth it. But it has a super high recoil, and it makes it almost impossible to hype fire. And also the range is pretty terrible range. And then it also has a super low fire rate, but it's still definitely a decent gun, I would say. Definitely the worst gun in the game, but still pretty decent. Like, it has the clip size has 200 bullets, which I have never ran out except once. And when you do run out, it reloads super fast, so that should not be a problem. One thing, bad thing about the gun is since it's so big and it's an LMG, it kind of takes up a large space in your screen. But besides that, a very good gun. Now let's move on to the pistol. The pistol is basically a semi-automatic pistol, which you either tap every time you want to shoot. But it's a very nice pistol, and the really cool thing about this pistol is it has a super cool reload animation, and when you're running with the gun, it looks like you're actually running with it, unlike other guns in MC5. So it's a pretty super cool gun, and it lets you have a lot more screen real estate when you're running with it, which helps me see players a lot since I play on a really small screen with my iPhone 6s. But definitely a really good gun. And what he changed with pistols are now that you can only have pistols as your secondary. You can't have a random gun, which I think was a very good change. And also what was also a really good change is that now you have to tap every time you want to shoot with old pistols, and also with the Sega, which kind of nerfs the Sega a little bit. And if you don't know, the Sega is basically a a semi-automatic shotgun. So it's pretty cool. They work kind of like the KR200 and MC5 that tap every single time. Definitely a very good change. And he also had some really cool sound effects. So when you're in a small room, you hear a little bit of echo. And when you're in a big room, you hear a much larger echo, which is pretty good. He also fixed a lot of lag issues. So you should be able to run the game pretty easy, especially in 60 FPS, which looks super nice. And I think you have a toggle for your frames. Another thing that he added was a ping. So now you're able to see players ping, and you can also set a max ping options in the game that you create, which is definitely a very good change. He's also added a lot more bug fixes, which work pretty well. And that's basically all, guys. I really love this update, and let me know if you want him to add another gun or which type of gun. Honestly, if I had to choose, I would tell him to add an SMG, because we only have one in the game right now, and I'd probably say the MP7, which if you don't know, is basically a boss. Or he could add another pistol, and hopefully a more rapid fire pistol like a Mac 10 or something, which sounds pretty cool. But definitely a good update. If you don't know now, he's basically working on a perks, and as you can see, now he has perks which work pretty well. Definitely it's going to be added next update. And if you don't know, one more thing that you don't know is this game is supposed to come out before summer or around summer. That's kind of the goal for iOS. And then Android is supposed to be, I think, somewhere in the future. Definitely pretty cool. So just wait on it. It's going to be definitely a very cool game. I might be wrong on this, but when the game comes out, I might be wrong, but I think it's going to be paid. I think it's going to cost $5. I might be wrong, so don't take me word for word. But yeah, that's all, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you like the update. It's a very cool update. One of my favorites already. And that's all, guys. Peace.